This meeting is being recorded.
Hey, everybody. After a technical delay, we are here, and so this will be a shorter meeting. Happy health habits, everyone who's listening. But now my computer is updated, and everyone is all calm and collected from the 1 minute, 60-second affirmation. They sat calmly, regulated their nervous systems, and now we are here to continue our conversation about preparing for the holidays. Getting our offensive plan going. And so that was Monday night. And then so we'll talk about that. And then Sandy you got the book? Were you gonna
She said she finished the book already.
Were you gonna make a point from this I had a point, but if you'd like to make a point, go ahead. I'll let you have it today. What's your point?
I got the hardcover book and I listened to it on audio when I finished it. And I went to the website and downloaded the 10 rules for the ride of your life.
Yep.
And my biggest takeaway was about positive attitude.
Print them out and keep them somewhere that you can see them.
I did it.
Yep.
And about loving yourself and all of the passengers on your bus. And I'm not talking about lovey-dovey, huggy-kissy. I'm talking about the essence of love from your inner being released into the universe so that others truly know that they are being loved and cared about. And it was absolutely wonderful. I'm glad I got the hardcover because I'm going to go back and highlight it. I don't usually read. I'm a book collector. So that was a miracle that I bought that and read it. And now I want to go back and mark it up. I never read in books.
She said the life book for 4 years, and she got this one and read it. See her priorities here? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm transparent about it. I've never lied about I don't read this book. I don't do it. But
it's okay. I'm just merely pointing out that this is exciting.
Yeah, so, and it's all good.
Oh, and there they are. There's the 10 rules right there. Carrie,
I threw them in there for you.
So rule number 8, love your passengers, and everyone is a path. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes.
And enthusiasm attracts more people. If you're moping about, I can't do that. Oh, I don't feel like doing that. Yeah, I don't want to go where I wanted. Nobody's going to join your bus. I think that's wonderful. I'm getting outside. I'm going to walk around. I love that Optavia bar. I'm going to eat that thing. It's all about your attitude.
And people are going to get on your walking bus, and they're going to get on our bar bus or their Optavia bus.
And some days I'm kind of a whiner, so you just got to keep it up for yourself. You got to keep the positive attitude for yourself as well.
Keep it real. Keep it real, Sandy.
Absolutely.
We love having you here. You
got to keep and you're right. You know what? It all applies to yourself, and it all applies to everyone else around you. So it is really a universal book, isn't it, Sandy? I'm so proud of you. I would love everyone to get a copy or download digitally, or at least take a copy of the 10. The 10 rules and print them out or something.
And it's audio too. You can listen to it. You don't even have to read.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Sandy, I know you do a lot of walking. Do you walk alone? Do you listen to audios when you walk, or are you usually with a buddy and having conversation?
When I'm with a buddy, I never listen to the book. I always engage conversation. When I'm not with a buddy, I'm always listening to a book.
Love it.
Got it.
To me, listening when I'm walking with someone would be very rude. I'm in their presence to be I need to be present with them.
We're gonna make sure
that's why it was either this or that.
We're gonna make sure you're listening to the life book next then, because we've got some audio of that. So I'm gonna get that to you.
I tried to find it this morning and I could not find it because I was at a doctor appointment with a friend and I had some time on my hands. And I just sat there because I couldn't find it.
Well, I'm sure you have it in a million places. We'll just
I'm sure I do
figure out a place to put it.
I was just going to ask that. Is the Habits of Health book or the Life book on audio?
Not word for word, but there are audios of Dr. Anderson doing snippets of Cliff Notes versions of each chapter.
Nice. Yes. Yeah. Good.
Everyone has it. They just don't know what they have, likely.
It's in the resources, right?
Yeah.
Up the page.
If you're interested in listening to Dr. Anderson summarize each of the elements, let me know and I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Consider yourself signed up, Sandy.
Again, put it in the chat if you'd like the link to Dr. Anderson doing it. Carrie, we'll send it out afterwards like you did last time. Who wants it? Put it in the chat. Yes. And we'll make sure to send it on an email. to
Everybody here want the bonus audios?
Just do
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
We can delete if we
Yes.
don't want it.
All right,
No, I know
we'll
you've sent it
assume.
a few times before, but I wasn't ready, but now I'm ready. See,
You're
that's the
ready.
difference. I am ready to listen.
Timing is everything.
Timing is
All right.
absolutely. And I'm thrilled, Sandy. I am thrilled, beyond thrilled. And you loved yourself enough to read the book, and look at all the enthusiasm you have. And you loved yourself, and everyone's loved themselves enough, and we are all on the right bus. Yes, to destination live it land. No more diet drama. We're on the land, we're on the road to thriving and not just surviving and being worn out, burnout. We are integrating our habits of health, and we just talked about calming down our lizard brain and getting coherent, making the brain and the body together. Now, hey, Kathy, do you have your life book in front of you, or do you, Sharon?
No.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. Can you turn to page 118 for me? And if you have it, turn to page 118, because I want to just make a point here with this. I found this in a graphic I had sent a long time ago. And I talked to a client who I've been working with for 4 years, ad nauseum, for 4 years on Stop, Challenge, and Choose. Okay, this is the ultimate bane of our existence. The stopping and breathing. If we can just get this one thing, we are going to do ourselves a whole world of favor in everything: eating, moving, behaviors, relationships, everything. So that whole stopping and breathing thing, it seems it's really hard to do, retaining and getting that coherence. But on page 118, it talks about breathing. We've got to learn how to stop and breathe. That is if you can learn how to stop and breathe, you're winning. Truly. That is everything. 118, and you have it there, Kathy?
I do.
I love the introduction. It's called conscious breathing. So highlight this, star it, dog tag it, whatever you need to do. Fuel consumption in your body. He gives 2 different things about buying a car. You want to look at the highway gas mileage and the city gas mileage. And he talks about how your engine needs to settle into a coherent rhythm to allow fuel efficiency and to increase. We have to learn to get our breath into the same coherent, efficient rhythm to get our control back of our mind. And so it's a very basic subject, but the Heart Math Institute, I put this graphic up because the Heart Math Institute, you can Google this. This is from their site or their Instagram or whatever. It says, did you know you can change your heart rhythm pattern to create physiologic coherence? Okay, coherence is peace, right? Physiologic peace. Coherence is a state of optimal functioning that is essential in stress management and sustainable behavior change. Coherence I'll read that again. Coherence is a state of optimal functioning. Optimal functioning that's essential in stress management and sustainable behavior change. Research shows that when we activate the state of heart coherence, our body and brain work much better. The mental fog clears and we can think more clearly. And as a result, we perform better too. And make better choices. Isn't that great?
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Heart Math Institute. Oh, okay, guess what? Kathy, read this 3rd paragraph in the middle. When we are emotionally upset. Will you read that?
When we are emotionally upset, stressed, or overthinking, our breathing becomes shallow and chaotic. Originates from the upper chest and neck, and over time it creates considerable wear and tear on our body. We are usually not conscious of this daily condition until we make a decision to pay attention and become aware of when we are in this erratic state. It is your normal conditioning which served you 10,000 years ago as part of the physiological state, stimulated once again by your emotional brain.
Yeah, one more paragraph.
The great news is you can rapidly take control of this physiological chaos with your breathing. The simple awareness of your breathing can actually create physiological coherence, which allows you to rapidly regain the human thinking brain control so that you can now challenge it and choose a rational, desirable outcome.
Good.
Is everything. Oh, right?
Yes.
It's everything. Everything, everything. So just remember, this is not just sort of like, oh, you know, silly relaxation stuff. This is about brain physiology. And, you know, whatever you need to do, whatever floats your boat, whether it's a minute and a half song, whether it's a, you know, affirmation off Google, whether it's, you know, from the active app and it's a, you know, or it's another app or whatever, it's so important for you to figure out what is going to make you stop and calm down and center your thinking and be able to breathe. Okay, whatever it is for you. Maybe it's silence. Maybe it's there's a 432 hertz sounds, right? Sounds and white sound. I love the white sound app. I have a white sound app on my phone and I have it on my computer. I've got, you know, different meditation apps. I actually, you know, we've talked about this. I do my own audios so that I can listen to myself for a minute, you know. Anyway, anything you need to do to stop 60 to 90 seconds. And then I put notes in here. Listen to your current self. What is your current self saying to you? Probably not so good. What is your future self saying to you? It's a better idea. Pray for help. Good idea to pray for help because
Yes.
we're
Yeah.
powerless. We're powerless, right? Give
Yes.
it to God. Give help me. And then choose peace of mind. Choose whatever's going to make you peaceful and get that state of equanimity going on that we talked about, right? First, commit to being healthy. Second, listen to your thoughts, control your thinking, and then choose equanimity or peace of mind, even in the moment or in the future. So just a little recap. And I just wanted to this page 188 is just profound, but it's something we've got to practice, gang. So just maybe put that on your list of things to do when you're working on your habits of health, to start practicing that more routinely if you're not. Okay.
And while you were out rebooting and updating, Sandy shared something really neat, and I would like Sandy to share it again, because that way her voice will be up and her picture will be on the recording.
Okay.
Because she just put a new background on too. I wanted to ask you, Sandy, go ahead and open your mic again. You were talking about the affirmations you had from your sister.
Yes.
And I knew you had mentioned it before. I didn't realize you still had that. That's amazing. Like, is it just a little snippet? You've got a couple minutes? How is that go for you?
It's several minutes of Sally's voice doing self-affirmations. I found the tape several years after she passed away, and I recorded it onto my phone. So I have it on my phone with me all the time. And it's listening to her voice, but it feels like my voice. So it's really wonderful.
That is beautiful. So Sandy's twin sister that has passed still gives her positive affirmations.
Wonderful. That's
Love it.
I listened to my voice this morning. So yeah, sometimes your own voice is really powerful, guys. It can be very confronting though too. It's a good thing to do.
Yeah, I like that. And the clip you sent us, it was nice just to hear someone else talking, because sometimes when things are going around and around in circles, I need to get out of my own head, and it's nice to hear someone else's voice. But I like what you're saying. Have your own voice tell you the positive things, then you can spiral up out of the negative circles.
Yes.
Right. And the interesting thing about the tape is that it sounds like my own voice talking to me.
That's great.
Wow.
So that just made it even more special.
Hey,
Wow.
Roxy, I'm glad you're here. Oh, glad you chimed in.
Roxy was in the car, so
thank you for reading. Thank you for reading, Sharon. And then okay, so all right, so cool. Thank you for sharing. Let's see. Let me see here. Let's talk about Monday night and what we learned from Get Creative. Let's be on the I'm going to stop sharing here in a second, but remember, over the holidays, we want to stop this cycle of, this is also in your life book, page 300 and something. I can't remember what. You asked me, Carrie, a while back, and I can't remember. This element 2.7 of the Habits of Health book. These pictures are from 2.7. So so
Kathy read the last one. I don't know. Sharon, do you have Life book page 300 and page
No.
312.
I don't have my book.
Okay, that was Kathy. Maybe you can look at page
Sure.
300. Mostly it's the graph, so
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
a
Amy's going to share. But
300 and 312, that's if you're looking for these in the Have to Help book with Dr. A's picture on them. But our goal over the holidays is always ever and forevermore is to end this roller coaster of blood, insulin going up and down from blood sugar highs and lows. So when we're eating, making the poor high sugar choices and high carb choices, this happens, or when we're not eating and we're not eating routinely, that this roller coaster happens and then our insulin gets out of whack. And so we want our roller coaster we want our insulin to be like a baby roller coaster, right? We want it to look like this. So this is the art of mastering your glucose and insulin pump. And you will sustain your weight forever if you master the art of your glucose insulin pump. Okay. And through the holidays, if you can just focus on that, not perfection, but being responsible for that insulin level, you're going to be far better off. And by using the fuelings, right, and eating routinely, even if you're not using fuelings, eating routinely, but the fuelings are just going to give us that stability and safety and security and satiation, in between. Never get bought in, never buy into, oh, I'm not going to eat all day, and then think you're going to eat good that night at the party. No. Okay, that never works. Okay, so always just stay on your routine and you're going to have much better control at the party. Have a couple bites of whatever and you won't need any more. Okay, does that
so
make sense?
basically avoiding the spikes.
Yes,
The highs and the lows.
Avoid the spikes if you can avoid the spikes here by making sure you're eating and hydrating all day long. You'll be able to survive the party, no problem. Walk away feeling good about it. Okay, so I'm going to stop the screen share there. So there's a couple things I wanted to say. And
now we can see Sandy better. You want to tell us about your background pictures, Sandy?
Well,
I see
I
you
just went in
updated
and
them.
found a before and after, and and my orange is my color, and I'm looking at that before, like I don't even know that person. I do not recognize that person.
Yep, I don't either.
So it's an inspiration. I just need to keep looking at that because I'm, edging up toward that person again. Don't want to go there.
No.
I even like my new color hair.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, okay. So Monday night, anybody have any takeaways from that holiday and getting creative? What were your biggest takeaways from the fun things you learned? I know, let's see, Kathy, listen, Betty, did you have a fun takeaway?
Yes, I did. Two things that I heard that I really liked was when the guy was talking, he said he couldn't outrun his fork. And I thought, that is so interesting. And then later on, he said, I love the sound. Love the sound of your feet walking away from temptation. And I just thought the two of them together, you can't outrun your fork, but just listen for your feet walking away. And right after that, then I said, I jotted something to you. I commit no candy or no sweets or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So
I did the no candy November post.
Yes. Yep. And I did that right away. But there was many tips there, many good tips with it.
Kathy's in, go to the post and write, I'm in, and Sharon's in, of course, and go to the post on my page. And I think even Michelle said she was in. But yeah, I think that would be, this is a no candy November. Okay,
Sandy says she's in, and as per the email this morning with the same picture, the same invite, you don't even have to be on Facebook, so don't worry, Betty.
No, absolutely.
You can
not.
put
How
a check in my name.
You're in.
Are you into no candy November, Michelle? She's off. Starting today.
Thanksgiving, I probably will have certain dinner for sure. But no candy, sure.
Okay, no candy. Good.
Yeah.
No candy.
No Candy November is the actual title of the thing, but we were discussing that also, weren't we, Sandy? That we have to be reasonable because not all of us can go full cold turkey on the no sugar thing.
I have had people ask me though about the candy. What about sugar-free gum?
Yeah, that was a good discussion.
I
Yeah.
think that'll, that'll pass. I think you could do sugar-free gum. That's fine.
Yeah, because
Um,
that's gonna help you.
and the other thing Kathy brought up was, how about a couple dark chocolate covered almonds? And I would say that I would have to let that pass because it is protein, fibers, fats. And if you do dark chocolate, it's very little minimal. Like each almond has like maybe 1 gram, not even maybe a gram of sugar. So I would probably let that pass too, because it's really not a candy necessarily.
But it has
Yeah.
to be a couple of almonds, not a bag full. We have
Yes.
to
Right.
clarify the amount here.
And what I found at Walmart, I'm showing you because Kathy asked today, dark chocolate is the best, obviously milk chocolate is all sugar, 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 but dark chocolate is the way to go. But Walmart has a dark chocolate thin dipped. So it's like half the chocolate on each almond.
Hmm.
It's a thin dip,
Those.
which is really, it's almost like dusted with chocolate instead of,
So it's the chocolate that's thin, not the person eating it.
it's the chocolate. Yeah. Anyways, and what Kathy and I do is we put them in our freezer so they're out of our sight. But once in a while, if you can go in, grab and have 1 or 2, totally satiating, because that almond is the bomb in there. Because the
Right.
almond is really what gives you the protein and the fat, right?
I love it. Whose idea was that? Kathy, was that yours?
Kathy does that.
Bonus points for Kathy.
Yeah, I do that. Keep them in the freezer,
Yeah,
put them
put them
away.
in the freezer. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
But they need
I
to
do the
break the
same
truth,
thing.
eating it frozen. I'm not gonna let it thaw. If I find it in the freezer, it's going in my mouth.
Mhm. Yep.
Well, it'll thaw gently in your mouth.
Yes.
Don't shatter a tooth.
What was your favorite thing, Sharon or Michelle? Did you listen Monday? Margot, any takeaways?
Yeah, listen live or the recording. Go
I
ahead.
just
Michelle.
liked all of the suggestions for trick or treating.
What did you do?
Yeah. Yes.
And so yeah, with my grandkids, I gave them a glow stick and a card with some money in it and 2 little Skittles, the miniature Skittles. So, and they were most excited about the money.
The money.
So, yeah.
So,
Money trumps candy.
Yeah.
so that they could put it in their piggy banks, Their parents both said put it in their piggy banks. And I was very delighted that when I think after they came back from trick or treating, my daughter-in-law said, remember how, or something about, you want to just eat one or so, I can't remember what specifically what she said, and this was in the Monday night too, about, you don't want to say it's terrible for you or whatever,
Right.
but remember how how did your tummy feel? Your tummy
Yeah.
might not
Yeah.
feel good,
Because you don't want to shame them.
so it wasn't
That's
like,
never
this is,
productive.
yeah, you can't have any, or it's terrible or whatever, but
You don't want to make food bad and make them-
yeah.
So she said, how did you feel after eating all of that?
Yeah. Or remember the last, something to just point out how they might feel.
Mhm.
So I thought that was very, I was like, oh, yay.
You've done that with your grandkids too, and your family, right? When you say, see what's happening here? Yeah, this is the direct result of this over
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Mhm.
We witnessed it firsthand what too much sugar was like.
Mhm.
So, but that was, I was glad that, like I said, my daughter-in-law shared that. And so
So we're
creating some
leading,
good
leading.
habits.
Yeah, learning to lead the kids to live it, to learn to live it instead of teaching them our old bad thought patterns. And that's
Yeah.
great. That's awesome. Good job. Absolutely.
I know my other grandkids, they sort through, like, I don't like this, I don't, so they have a bag of don't like, which I'm not exactly sure what they do with the don't like, but then there's a whole lot less because and then you just, we're gonna put it up, and we get you ask, and then
Yep.
you can,
Don't
you
likes,
ask.
likes, put it up away. We got people putting it in the freezer, 1 a day kind of strategies. And we can
Yep.
do that with ourselves all year long, can't we? Doesn't
Yep.
have to be a holiday. We can do that all year long. Don't bring your favorite dessert. Don't have it. Get rid of it. If you don't love it, just get rid of it, right? And or put it away out of your sight. These are rules to live by, aren't they?
So they, like I said, they just had some great tips for trick or treating, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah. What'd you do different, Kathy? You did some different things. Or Michelle, Margot, did you guys do some different things?
I will say we had one of the most fun trick or treat nights I can remember. We went out and got little bags and went to the dollar store. And we were able to get, like, you could get a dozen pencils for $1. And you could get a dozen erasers for $1 and little things. So we got pencils and we got fun erasers. And then we also, in every bag, they got a little, you know, the little cutie clementines, the small ones. So we put a clementine in there. And then also, Amy, you may remember this from screenings. I found the organic suckers with no sugar that are vitamin C. They're Yum Earth. And from a candy perspective, they had great flavors. I mean, pomegranate and cherry, everything imaginable. So each one got 2 suckers. And then each one got a small bag of pretzels.
New traditions, gang.
And
New traditions.
so many parents started to walk away and step back and said, "Thank you, this is great." And partly when they saw the pencils and the eraser and things that were not all candy.
Yeah, creative, absolutely. And we can do this any time of year, right? Right?
Yeah.
Any time of year. Michelle,
Well,
you're
I just kept saying treats don't have to mean candy.
right. Treats do not.
Yes.
Absolutely. What about you,
That's-
Michelle? You're a chef. What are your tips about getting creative with healthy things, you know, during sugar season, which is also the bane of your existence, right? Carbs and sugars. And what are your tips for us?
Trick or treating from 8 our grandma. We can put in the limitations or substitutions, you know, just.
Hold on. What? I can't hear you. What?
We didn't do I just went trick or treating with my granddaughter. Can you hear me?
No,
Really,
try
yeah,
getting
just-
closer to your microphone.
it's
Yeah,
really
lean in a
easy.
little, Michelle. Lean in a little.
Yeah, my speaker is kind of far away from me, so I
That's better
apologize.
already.
Better.
That's
That's better.
better.
Stay there.
Yeah.
So we did the different for Halloween last night. I just went trick or treating with my 8-year-old grandpa. So
Cool. Very cool. I can see her new kitchen behind us. So we're gonna have to do an event in her kitchen. We'll do a virtual. We're gonna do a virtual happy hour in her brand new kitchen there. I'm excited. I didn't make it
Woohoo.
up. I didn't make it up in person, but we'll have to do a virtual happy hour and have Michelle broadcasting live from her new kitchen.
Fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So that would be super. What else? What other fun ideas did anyone learn or takeaways from Monday night?
My daughter had something that was very interesting. It was her husband's year to take the 2 girls. They're 3rd grade, 5th grade. Well, of course, the 5th grade girls, the girls in the neighborhood invited them to go with them. And Daddy said, "Oh, I don't want to do that." Da, da, da. And she said to him, "You know, this is a chance for you to bond with the other parents because these kids will be friends now for many, many years. And this gives you a chance to have a fun evening around with the kids, to talk to mom and dad and bond with them at a fun thing." And I thought that was such a good idea. And he said, "Oh, yeah." And he toddled off with the girls having a good time with come on, daddies don't like 5 or 6 giggling 5th graders. But
shifting the focus from the food to the fellowship.
Yep.
yes.
And we
Absolutely.
And
Always
do
do
that.
Yeah, we can always do that. We can always do that. Always, every event, we should not be focusing on the food, focusing on the fellowship and the fun,
Yes.
right?
And I thought that was interesting. Yes, very good.
I really appreciated how they had the young girl who started, had gained a lot of weight in college, and she gained 50 pounds, and she was 20 some years old when she started the 5 and 1, and she has learned for her whole life and has set up the fact that her kids are now learning, and she's been coaching ever since. She's been mentoring other people ever since she was 22 years old, and she gained 50 pounds in college. How powerful is that? Now she's the one teaching her kids, and she's the one, how are you feeling, honey? When you eat that, I mean,
Yes.
and then the other guy was in his, what, I don't know, 70s probably, right? So,
Yeah.
and it was great because they had two totally different perspectives there. And I liked how she shared about the dopamine hit, admitting that somebody shared about the dopamine hit. The sugar just gives us that dopamine hit where and that instant, like, oh, feel better thing that we love. However, that quickly fades away, and then what we're left with is our leptin. That sugar hit is blocking our leptin hormone, which is the satiation hormone. So we can't feel full because that other hormone has now been sabotaged. Our feeling full hormone is sabotaged. So I like how they brought that out as well. And sleeping at night is really important for those leptin, ghrelin, the hormones for satiation, guys. So if you don't sleep well at night, you're going to be hungrier in the day. You're going to want to eat more carbs and fast burn stuff because all your satiation hormones are messed up. So make sure you focus on a good night's sleep as best you can.
I've noticed, I didn't see this on Monday night because I didn't watch it, but you're talking about too much sugar. But I discovered last week when I was at a convention or a board meeting, wherever I was, Indianapolis, that too much food of any kind, when you're used to eating smaller amounts and more controlled amounts, it really threw me off. When you're there, they feed you nonstop, giant size meals. I said to them, we're women. Why do they not serve one plate per two people? I mean, honestly, there was that much food on the plate. It was obnoxious.
Yeah.
And it was really bothering me because the portions were unreal. And then I get back to the deal, well, in kindergarten, that clean plate club thing. So you're like, don't want to leave food, don't want to throw it away. And I felt so sick the whole time I was there. And I thought, well, you dummy, you know why you ate portions that were way out of what you are used to eating. So I have never had a portion problem until I go places like that and I feel like I can't throw.
So one of my clients had the same issue, and he was traveling, and what are you going to do? Because you really don't want to keep it. It's not like you have a fridge to take,
No.
when you're home, take your doggy bag and have it tomorrow for lunch. Right. But, so what he did is he asked for the doggy bag immediately, get the container, split it up. And when they were leaving on the way to the hotel, his buddies said, well, it was a work thing. What are you going to do with that? And you're not going to keep it or eat it tomorrow, whatever they're leaving. He said, and he gave it to a homeless man on the street.
Yes.
And that's
I've done that before,
and I
too.
would do that, but this was within the hotel that I never left for 4 days.
Right.
There was no place to go.
But
So I love that idea, because you're right. You're not going to take it back to your hotel room, even though it's a refrigerator, because there's another meal 3 hours later, just the same. I mean, there's no.
Yeah.
There was no
I don't
point.
know, like, find a hotel, like, service person that's maybe, changing beds or doing laundry or whatever.
I wish I would have given it more thought, because it really bothered me that was happening, and that I bought into it, and I really felt sick. And then too much sitting. I didn't remember to get up and jump around every half hour or so. And I was miserable.
So now we know what happened. What do we want to have happen is not misery and not feeling bad. And then what's missing is next time you go, and then
just let the food go and try not to worry about that as being thrown away. Get up and move. I did do a lot of walking within the hotel, so I kept my steps pretty normal. But when you mess up some of the pieces, it throws you off completely. The sleep was good. the hydration was well, that hydration was really better than normal because, you know, I'm drinking all day long, 10 minutes or 10 steps from the bathroom. I didn't mind. I was just drinking away. So that was better, but the food thing.
So what do we do when we feel like all discombobulated and everything is off and nothing is right? What do we do?
Stop and breathe.
Stop.
Think about what you're
Yeah.
doing instead of just buying into it.
Stop and breathe. And
What
maybe
did
we gotta give ourselves 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 1 minute, whatever it takes to get like, okay, I can't think. I have to be able to clear my mind and figure out what matters most next, right? Sometimes it's hard to do that. And I am the first person, I tell you, it is excruciating. For sometimes, even if I sit and breathe, I'll give myself 10 or 15 minutes and I'll still feel discombobulated and the whole morning is off until I do it again and I finally get it together. Like it's sometimes it's a really big challenge. I can only get it from a 10 to a 5 and then I'm still feeling discombobulated and I got to go back and go, okay, how do I get this to a 1 so I can think?
Well, you know, I started out great because the first night we were on our own. We ordered from a menu in the restaurant. I found a friend willing to share a meal with me. So
There you go.
that's
Yes.
perfect. Then we started all these meals, and then the last day there was a buffet. Breakfast buffet was the last meal they gave us before the box lunch. And again, I didn't stop to think. I went back there and I saw this whole line of food that looked so good. I took literally a teaspoon of the things, so small amounts, but still ended up filling my plate. I'm like, oh man.
Yep.
I avoid buffets for that reason. I thought it'd be better because I could pick and choose smaller amounts. Nope. That didn't.
Buffets are a kiss of death.
Buffets are
They're
bad.
dangerous. Buffets are dangerous.
Yeah.
I avoid buffets like the plague. And if I do have to do a buffet, my strategy is walk it up and down a couple times, look and see what's there, plan in my head what's lean and greenest. And or if there's something that really like I'd really like to try that, I'll go and I'll put like a little bit, but I'll fill the plate with the leanest and greenest and then have that little plate for the little thing.
And
Right?
see, I forgot the walk. I know better. I've done
Walk
it.
up and
I
down.
forgot the
Yeah.
walk.
Peruse the perimeter.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Peruse the
Yeah, that applies for the
Okay, I'm
grocery
writing
store
that
too.
in my
Peruse
book.
the perimeter.
I have
Yep.
a book where I take notes.
Yep, absolutely.
Yay, Sandy.
This is a great
No,
paragraph
but
here.
that was good, Sandy, because you helped us all walk through it, thinking through it, because you were captive audience. Food was plopped in front of you. It wasn't even necessarily your choice. And yet you had that internal struggle. So that helps us see, and you yourself, for next time when this happens, it can go differently. We
Yes.
do have choices.
Same thing for party tables too, right? Peruse the perimeter, look and see all the stuff that's there before you choose on your plate. And then always know in advance, ask the host in advance what's going to be prepared, what will be available, so you know. And if you can provide something, ask, can I provide a healthy dish? Please, can I bring a healthy dish? Can I contribute? Please. See the survival guide I sent out today in text and chat, because it helps you to plan out what you're going to do in advance. Be on the offense, guys. Call the host, call the hotel, call the caterer at the event. Get online. What's on the menu? See the website, guys. There is so much you can do. So stop focusing on what you can't do and focus on what you can do to control the situation.
Yeah,
Right?
those are good reminders to remember what we can do, because we don't always know ahead of time. So practice looking into it ahead of time. It's good. I like it.
Absolutely. Organizing an event. There's a catering person. Who can I talk to? Okay. What's going to be available to me? What are my options?
Yeah.
And request. Be fearless. It's your body, your life. You want to feel good at the thing, whatever. You know what? Go out. That's just, we're responsible, right? We're responsible. We are able adults. I love this paragraph on the last page 118. The last paragraph is, changing our state of breathing can help bring our physiology back into line. I like this. Much like the conductor turns the potential chaos of an orchestra into beautiful harmony.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we're not feeling harmonious in our life and we're feeling chaotic, breathe.
Yeah.
I have been practicing this with Carrie, and I've got to practice. I actually literally have someone I talk to every other week. I talk to her for every week for a year to teach me how to sit and breathe, because I could not literally do page 118 by myself. I could not do it. I had spent decades of my life holding my breath, causing myself anxiety. I had PTSD. I couldn't sleep at night. I was never calm. I was always on a 20 on a 10 scale in terms of anxiety and stress. Guess what? I held my breath my entire life.
Yes.
Now that I have learned to breathe, it changes everything. So that's why it changes everything. And I can't even tell you. It's such a simple thing. But all throughout my life, I can see all the places where I would hold my breath. And even to this day, I'll catch myself holding my breath. Okay? And that just causes all kinds of chaos in my world, right? So get this, and it will help you stop challenge and choose, and you'll stop being frustrated. If there's anything you want to work on this next year or this season, it's this, okay? Because there's going to be temptations all around, right? So making sure that you're looking at that during all the temptations is going to be a beautiful thing. So
what do we have to listen for, Betty? Our feet walking away from the temptation.
Yeah. So what's your takeaway from today, Michelle, Betty? Anybody have a good takeaway they're going to take and like really think about or apply? I'm glad you're here, Michelle.
Yes, I need to apply. I have a confession. I've been sabotaging everything that has to do with sleep. And you mentioned that today. And this morning, it dawned on me at 7 o'clock. And I thought, you're doing the same thing with sleep that you do with food and all that. And I've had everything else that I've worked on since I joined the problem. No problem whatsoever. And then every night I sabotage sleep. Well, I can't. Well, one more. I'm not a TV person, but I'll sit up all night watching TV. So I'm talking to Dr. Michelle this afternoon, and that is what I'm saying. Do not let me get away with it again. I'm committing to one itty bitty teeny weeny thing to Dr. Michelle at 2:30 today, along with my no candy or no candy November.
No candy November.
No candy November.
That's great, Betty. And that you realized it and you're willing to keep yourself accountable. I love it.
Yeah. And I'm admitting to you guys, because this way I can't lie to myself and not do it. So
that's right.
You
will check in with us again. Yep.
And Roxy, she's not here, but if she's listening to the replay, she's got the same problem. So you're not alone. What about you, Michelle? Do you takeaway today you're gonna really meditate on?
I am interested in that book, The Energy Bus.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to Audible after we're done. And you said there was a place to download that sheet.
Yeah, just Google it and there's downloadable items.
TheEnergyBus.com. It's available there. TheEnergyBus.com. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
And the 10 rules are there.
Yep. Energybus.com. Downloadables. I can't believe all the free stuff on there that they have. How about Margot and I know Sharon to leave takeaways?
Michelle has another one for us.
Train
your brain. Awesome.
Train your brain.
I just printed out the workbook for this book. So, and then I was sitting here beforehand doing some journaling of my food, and I put that right here. So there we go.
Oh,
I told myself, you know what? You freaking got this. So setting myself up to win. And
awesome, Michelle.
I absolutely love it. There's a dumbbell on the front of that book because it's the mental gym, isn't it, Michelle? It's the mental. Good girl. Good girl. That's exciting. That's exciting. So very good, gang. Very, very good. I love you. And we're a little over, so we'll go. Thank you so much. And get creative, plan ahead, be on the offense. You got this.
Thank
Have
you.
fun.
See you by next
See you
week.
next week.
Have a great week.
Be well.
Happen.